Hello everyone, welcome. I'm very happy to be here and honored, even though this conference didn't start very happy. Before I start, I'd like to send my condolences to all the families that lost their people who were ready to join us. So, I'm going to talk about sex work and drug use. And I'd like us to begin by watching this. I wanted to be a photographer.
Δόθηκαν πριν από λίγο στη δημοσιότητα οι φωτογραφίες της 20χρονης Ρωσίδας, η οποία εκδηλώταν σε παράνομο οίκο ανοχής στην Αχαρνών και πάσχει από AIDS.
Εντοπίστηκαν σήμερα ακόμη 3 ιερόδουλες θετικές στον ιό του AIDS.
Τίποτα, έχεις τον ιό του AIDS. Αυτό δεν μου είπαν τίποτα.
Δεν είχε κάνει
έγκλημα, δεν έκανε.
My son didn't do any crime.
Στο site της ελληνικής αστυνομίας υπήρχαν φωτογραφίες αμφάς, προφίλ, ολόσωμες.
No newspapers, there were their faces.
Είδαμε ουσιαστικά να ποινικοποιείται η οροθετικότητα και ανθρώπινα ερείπια να βγαίνουν με αυτόν τον τρόπο στις τηλεοράσεις.
Human ruins on TV.
Που βάλλονται σε εξαναγκαστική υγειονομική εξέταση χωρίς τη συνένεσή τους.
Κανείς δεν ξέρει αν εκδίδονταν ή όχι. Δεν βρήκαν καμία να συναλλάσσεται με πελάτη.
Άλλες από αυτές ήταν άστεγες.
They were forced to HIV testing without their consent.
Μου πήραν αίμα μετά από την κεντρική αρτηρία και οδηγήθηκαμε στη φυλακή.
I was imprisoned.
Τώρα πηγαίναμε με τη συνοδεία της αστυνομίας και άρα κανείς δεν μπορούσε να μας αρνηθεί τον έλεγχο.
Όπως κάνουμε και με τα σκουπίδια, τα οποία δεν θέλει κανείς στην πόρτα του, αλλά τα έχουμε όλοι μας μπροστά στην πόρτα μας.
No one wants garbages in front of their houses.
Από συνοπτικές έως προκλητικές.
Φάνηκε ότι ήταν ένα πολιτικό παιχνίδι. Εγώ είχα κόψει τα χέρια μου, τις φλέβες μου. Δεν άντεχα.
Λάθος κάνανε, γιατί δεν κάνανε κάτι καλό για τη χώρα τους.
They didn't do anything good for their country.
Δεν είμαστε σκουπίδια.
Θέλω να σου πω πάρα πολλά πράγματα.
I want to tell you so many things, but I just can't.
Απλά αυτό.
I would like to begin by this terrible issue. Actually, it was a horrific sabotage of human rights of drug users and sex working women in Greece, and a great shame for the Greek authorities. In 2012, the former Minister of Health, Mr. Loverdos, decided to have a research, a check for the HIV status in Athens of the illegal sex workers, mostly immigrants. So with the help of the police and with the recruitment of some doctors of Kelpno, which is the Center of Special Infections Control in Greece, and very closely collaborating with the Ministry of Health, went out in the streets into a sweep operation in the middle of a night. They arrested every woman they found wandering around into the center of Athens that seemed suspicious to their eyes that she might be a sex worker. What comes next is the most horrifying of all, and it hurts any sense of respect to the human existence. These women, some of them Greeks and some of them immigrants, were forced to HIV testing after being taken to a concentration camp that is for immigrants to be deported. So they were there, they were forced to HIV testing, and those who were found to be positive were photoshopped by the police. Their photos were on face, profile, and body pictures, which together with their full names were given to the press, TV, and newspapers. And then a disgusting game with the lives of these women started reproducing again and again. TV news were talking about the great success of the ministry to take out of the streets these armed health bombs that were threatening the lives of the whole society and were threatening even young people and clients who we really wonder who were these clients because they actually were never exposed. Anyway, very soon media together with the Greek society grabbed the threatening message that they were in danger and relieved from the evil that was about to arrive at their doorstep, and like cannibals started a dance of judging and condemning these poor women whose lives were practically destroyed after every personal detail was exposed and publicized. All but one were drug users, and actually it was never certified that they were sex workers. I remember that these days, there was not a single house that was not talking about this issue, giving the credits to the government that saved them from these unwanted foreigners who come to our country and bring their diseases with them. Finally, the HIV-positive women were imprisoned for causing social harm just because HIV was criminalized, just because they had the virus. In the history of the world, of Greece for sure, this was one of the worst criminalizations of HIV virus. These women's babies and children were taken away by the welfare and put in shelters, while the luckiest ones who had a mother in Greece had their child living at least at a home. On the contrary, these bloody bastards who were paying for sex without condom and were the supposed recipients of the supposed harm were neither exposed nor tested, and they were probably having hoodie huggies with their wives, enjoying the advantage of complete anonymity. However, there is justice, and all these months, these women were in jail. An army of people and communities fighting for human rights and supporting the girls helped them with lawyers and proved that their imprisonment was at least unacceptable and with no legal basis. And one by one, they were finally released to go check on their health, see their children, and try to find a life again. Today, they talk to us about this experience with a bitter smile and the need to cry out everything that happened to them. They really need that. I met one of them 2 weeks ago, and she said, I just want to say to the world what happened to me. I just want everyone to know what happened to me. I feel like a piece of garbage. And that is unfair. They tell us how the results were announced to them and with how much cruelty and indifference they were treated. That is beyond any imagination. The girls also took some money back for all they've been through, and the authorities apologized for the damage they did to them. But the question remains, for how long HIV-positive people will face stigma and discrimination? And who has the right to criminalize us for carrying the HIV virus? Who? Sex work and drug use. I'd like to give you the profile of a typical Greek sex working drug user, or perhaps 3 cases, 3 images. She's doing this work only to feed her need for drugs. She's homeless, and if she's lucky enough, she has a room at a cheap hotel near the drug scene. She saves some little money to buy an eye pencil, a mascara, a lip gloss, and a comb from the cheap stores of downtown to keep in her purse and try to be somehow decently attractive. She goes with clients for 10 to 12 euros without a condom and 8 euros with a condom. If the client stays happy, he may become a regular and give her some more euros next time. After every client, she gets fixed, and that happens all day. She prefers clients without condoms because she raises money more quickly, although she's terrified about HIV every single time she's over with him. If she has the guts or the strength and energy to keep working at night, there is another place for night work with much better money, but this presupposes you're in a good shape, attractive, clean, and well-dressed. 3 to 4 hours work can give a drug user enough money for the whole next day to cover their needs for dope. Transgender drug users work in their own avenue and demand higher budgets from their clients. All of them share their days and nights between sex work and drug use in order to keep going. However, night job in Athens is not easy. Clients pretending to be cops force you to go with them, refusing to show you their ID. Crazy clients hurt you and beat you, or leave you all alone in the middle of nowhere, taking you all your money. And for some of the women, there is a lover boy, probably drug user too, who's waiting you to finish to also cover his needs. I could say with certainty that the sex workers who are also drug users, the majority, are case number 1, the poorest of all, and the ghost in the society of the living. Sometimes they also beg to fill their numerous duties, and for them there is no organization to fight for their rights, to find them a place to sleep, or put them in treatment. No union to shout for their rights, to decency and respect. Sex work in the street equals another criminalization and prohibition punished by the law, at the same time that it is the only work available for these women to survive. Sex work is not a crime. It is a work that exists since the ancient years, a work that helps mothers raise their children and survive in a world without opportunities. And in the case of drug users, it is a no way out choice. Stop punishing drug users. Stop criminalizing sex workers. Enhance harm reduction so they can have the tools to be safe for themselves and for their environment. The message here is once again, support, don't punish. Crushing the right to feel like an equal human being, spreading stigma and exclusion in already marginalized populations is not an achievement. That is the crime. Drug war has already punished and keep punishing generations of drug users with absolute failure. Yes, we are the sex workers, the drug users, the HIV positive. Accept that and create a world where we will have our own equal place in it without fear and cruel violations. Create a world where human rights will be respected. Give us a world of peace and solidarity. Thanks a lot for listening. And I'd like you, please, yesterday was the International Remembrance Day of the drug users we lost this year. I'd like us to keep 1 minute of silence for them. Rest in peace, brothers and sisters.